Okay, 2005 Santa Fe 3.5 liter. That Hyundai, whatever. Not the Honda, the Santa Fe thing. This power steering hose. Okay. Alright, so you're going to have a screw right there, right there, right there, and right there. Once you get those screws out, you're going to finagle this whole big old tray, and she's a big tray, out of your way. And that's a big tray. And then you're going to see this. This is the line in question. Right here. That's the one we're doing. Now what you're going to want to do, there's a little metal clip right here. You're going to pull it up and pull this clip out. And set this back here. Because if you don't do that, you'll never get this hose out. And there's a clamp right here. You're going to pop it off. And pop this off. And this is going to pop out of this little holster right here. You see the holster? Right there where my finger's rubbing. Alright. Then, try to keep it up here so it don't get caught on stuff. Now you're going to take off this wheel. Now this little tray sometimes is one piece, but in this particular car it's two pieces because it's been ripped over time, so it no longer is two pieces. Now when it's one piece, there's a screw there. There's a screw there. And one way back up in here. Kind of hard to see with the camera right to say, but there's like three. Now, because in this car, one's already missing, and I only have to take off one screw per. And then if you look, way up in there. See if I can get you up in there far enough to see. Okay. See, that's the power steering pump. Now, if you travel down the power steering pump, you'll see that nut that I'm touching right here. Right on the back side of it is a hose clamp with that rubber hose. That's the hose clamp you're going to take off. Okay, so once you get that unhooked down there, sorry about that. You're going to take it and just pop it off down there and then just walk it straight out. Like so. And there she is. She's not very difficult to do, but she is a pain sometimes to get to that hose clamp. That bolt that I showed you earlier, that's on the pressure line. Sometimes it's easier to take that bolt out and move the pressure line out of the way in order to get that hose clamp off. It depends on also if yours has ever been altered or not. In this particular case, it's been replaced from the original squeeze clamps right here to worm gear clamps. So on both sides of this hose, there was worm gear clamps. But on one that's never been messed with, it'll be a squeeze clamp like this. And sometimes getting to that squeeze clamp down there is not the easiest thing to do in the world. So you might want to remove that pressure line. And then you just take your new one, and you'll see the long versus the short. So you'll take the short, face it down, and you will just set her back right on down in there. Finagle with her a little bit, and she will go right back into that hole. And once you get her in there, then you're going to put this back on here like so. And you're going to snap this back into this little groove. And then you're going to plug your electrical plug back up in here. Until it clicks. That down until it clicks. And then you just squeeze this clamp back on. And squeeze that clamp back down there. Put your cover back on. Put your wheel back on. Put it back on the ground. Make sure you top it off with fresh fluid. Also turn the wheel repeatedly till all the squealing goes away. And then top it off again. Now, I recommend you leave it in the air while you rock it back and forth to get all the air out of the system. That way you're not getting all the black marks all over your carport. And it makes the squealing a little less annoying. And you don't have to fight the wheel as much because it's up in the air. And then once you get done with all the squealing and she's completely full and everything's copacetic, then put her back on the ground. Alright, that's it for this one. Another repair. Whether or not it's done proper, who knows. But it's done. Also, be warned, if you're going to mess with power steering, expect your arms to look like this when you're done. It's just the way it is. For some reason, when vehicles leak power steering fluid, they make a mess. So just be prepared to have a mess to clean up. You can pick whatever cleaning agents you want. Personally, we like this stuff. It works. Whether or not it's the right stuff, whether or not you prefer to use something else, that's completely your choice. That's just our choice. Alright. That's it for this one.